First thing, some shout out to Aaron, or if you see his comments below the video, Tahoe Rangefinder. We played at Mandalay briefly. My table broke. This was actually the day of that quad sixes versus quad queens situation. My table broke. I went to his table, but we were also short, and that didn't last much longer. Then we were at Caesars, same table, and then we were at actually Bally's the last few nights. So glad you enjoyed the videos, Aaron. Also shout out to Ben & Jerry's Tom. He's in the ice cream business, and we met at Venetian. My friend was in the final table of one of the Venetian tournaments, so I was there seeing how well he did. And Ben & Jerry's Tom, we had talked via Twitter before. We officially met. So shout out to both of you guys. Glad you enjoy the videos. So off in the distance, that's the Platinum Hotel. It's very close to Ellis Island. What's blocking your view of Ellis Island is this long structure. That's this yellow tinge right now. This is actually where they film Hell's Kitchen now. It used to be in LA for a long time, and then it's transitioned to Vegas right around the time of Corona. So I don't know when they're filming. I watch it, you know, after it's filmed and it's airing. Actually saw, I think it was season 20 winner Trenton doing something inside the Martha Stewart restaurant in Paris, the Bedford. I think his official job is Gordon Ramsay Steak in Paris, but he was talking to, looked like, two of the chefs in the Bedford 1 or 2 weeks ago, so that's cool. But intros, shout outs, and transitions aside, this might sound like a complaint, and I know there are some people in the comments who love when I complain about things. They love to complain about it themselves. This is just a warning to people who don't play in Vegas that much, or maybe never have. And if you're planning on playing poker here in the future, just be aware of this, because you probably think I'm making it up. The turnover when you're playing poker in Vegas is ridiculous. Let me tell you what happened today. I was at Aria. I was on an okay table. I switched to one that I thought was better. Within 2 orbits, 4 people had left. Now we got 1 player. There was no list. 1 player just walked up. Our table had a ton of seats, so we lost 4, got 1. We were 5-handed, and no one was showing up. I couldn't take it, so I left. I went to MGM. The first table that I sat on MGM, table 6, I think it was like 36 minutes, and I was the one at the table who was there the second longest. Only 1 guy was at the table who was there when I sat. Everyone else, 36 minutes in, was newer than me. Then I went to Bally's just now. I'm in the Bally's parking garage now. It was an incredible amount of tables I was just on. I was on table 12, and we broke. I went to table 17, played for a few minutes, we broke. They send me to 7. As I'm walking to 7, 7 breaks. This all happened in 39 minutes. And then there weren't enough 1-3 seats for everyone. I went to a 2-3 game, and I played 2-3 the rest of my time there. But it is incredible how quickly people leave, how short people's sessions are, and how quickly games break out here. Let me tell you a story for comparison's sake. There was a time in the Horseshoe Council Bluffs, we were playing 2-3. Well, there was a 2-3 game going. We had a list for a second table. They start the second table. The second table is a must move. If you don't know what a must move is, you have a main game, 1 table, and it's been going for so long that it wouldn't be fair to start a second table. And when people start leaving that first game, the people who have been playing all day are all of a sudden shorthanded. So we're starting a second table, and as soon as someone leaves the first table, you must move. The 1 player from the second table, the must move table, has no choice. You move to the main game, the table that's been going all day, or you leave. You pick up. You can play a different game. You could, you know, say, I don't want to go, and change from 2-3 to 1-3. That's fine. But you can't stay at that table of the same stake you were playing. So on the list for the new table, I was first on the list. So we're playing, we're 9-handed. This was a few years ago, pre-corona, and I was the first on the list. So we're gonna be a full second table, but the order we were on the board, on the TV monitor, is the order they're gonna use to send people to the new game. I actually wasn't thrilled that I was first on the list, because when the second table started, it was a much, much better game than the main game. And it would have been a lot better to be like 9th on the list, and you're gonna be the last person forced to move from the second table to the main table. You know what? It didn't matter, because you know how long it took for someone to leave that game? First of all, that main game had been going for a while. It had been going when I already walked in. I walked in and played 1-3, waiting for us to start this 2-3 game. I don't remember exactly how long. I don't know, somewhere between like a half hour and 2 hours. We started the 2-3 game, and it took 4 hours for someone to leave the main game and them to actually move somebody. It took 4 hours. Around here, in 39 minutes, 3 of my tables break, and I'm forced to play a different stake than I wanted to in the first place. That's the difference between Vegas and elsewhere. It would be unheard of to be the second longest tenured player at the table after 36 minutes, like what happened to me at MGM earlier. In the Horseshoe Council Bluffs in Baltimore, you might be playing for like 7 hours, and like 6 people at the table have been there longer than you. Here, you could play for a half hour, and you're one of the longest tenured people at the table. It's amazing. So just know what might happen if you have played most of your poker in your life elsewhere and you're planning a trip to Vegas. It's not that it makes me hate poker or anything. I choose to be in Vegas most of the year. It's just that, you know, I can never really understand why so many people play poker. Like, they come to Vegas, they go to the casino, they go to the poker room, they sit down, and they actually don't want to be playing poker. Like, when I used to be really into golf, I would like golf as many times as I could. I would pay, I would play around, and then if it wasn't too dark, I would just go back to the first hole and play again. And there was a day I played 44 holes before it got too dark to see. Like, when I like doing things, I do it a lot. And I don't know, for some reason, Vegas poker attracts people who don't actually ever want to be playing poker. They want to sit for like 23 minutes and then leave. And it's just, it's a very confusing phenomenon, and I can't grasp it. And it's not that I'm annoyed. I understand it's going to happen in Vegas, but it just confuses me a lot. So I'm confused more than angry, but today was an especially heavy day in terms of all the tables breaking and all the turnover, and I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah, I got it at the stadium in May.